The British royal family, who own over 16% of the entire planet, seems to be falling apart, which is nothing to mourn, for they are one of the most monstrous families on Earth. In 1964, the Queen and Prince Philip visited a school in British Columbia. Former resident William Coombs claims that 10 of his classmates were taken by the Queen and Prince Philip, never to be seen again.
And me and a friend witnessed the sisters or brothers taking look like little bodies under white wrappings or white cloth, and putting into the furnace. And the Queen came and visited for about 3 days, 2-3 days. I don't know how long it was. I think it was about 3 days actually, and a lot of children went missing.
Here in downtown Kamloops, it's sadly not hard to find a residential school survivor living out much of their life on the city streets. Douglas Hyson Eustache is one of them. His story is heartbreaking and hard to hear, but he wanted to try and share it, he says, to let out some of his pain and help people understand what his experience in the former Kamloops residential school did to him and how that recent discovery brought it all back.
I didn't know there could be little kids that were buried there in it, and it broke down pretty bad. I was there from 71 to 75, and I could hear my friends and that crying, getting dragged downstairs, whatever.
Eustache's story is a tragic testament to the trauma tied to the country's colonial past. And the recent discovery here has reopened wounds so deep, he says he can't sleep at night. He told us he wanted to share his story, but it brought up so much pain, he was unable to continue his interview with us.
I wanted to get out of there so bad, but I was raped and abused, mentally, physically, sexually, and all that. I hear about all these kids that might be my family over there buried too. I can't do this.
And this is a depiction of the devastation he deals with daily. But as I sat with him, and in the hours after this moment, he told us he's determined to continue trying to heal for the sake of future generations. Neetu Garcha, Global News, Kamloops, BC.
The babies we eat.
The notorious pedophile and necrophiliac Jimmy Savile was close friends with the royal family. Charles wanted him to be Prince Harry's godfather. He was awarded the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire in 1971 and knighted by the Queen in 1990. Prince Andrew has been a regular at Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. King Charles was close friends with a bishop who was convicted of raping over a dozen boys. A former student of Aldenham School claims that students were routinely raped and tortured by members of the Worshipful Company of Brewers, which was frequented by Jimmy Savile, King Charles, and Lord Mountbatten, who has been accused of raping an 11-year-old boy. Jeanette Archer says she was abused by the royals as a young child and says that they are reptilians.
They are reptilians. They shapeshift from human form into lizard form. Queen Elizabeth is the head of the Freemasons. When I was taken out for ritual, the Queen would come out last because she was the master of ceremonies. And she would walk out and there would be a glitching process that goes on. And she would turn around and stare me straight in the eyes if it was my turn on the concrete slab. And she would make me watch her change. There are many of these Crown estates that have tunnel systems. And the tunnel system goes through to Parliament, where we also have Freemasons and Satanists. It's a hunting game. They don't just hunt foxes, they hunt children. I was often chained onto a wall.
While this may sound strange, most royal bloodlines in history were said to be the offspring of reptilians, often described as dragon or serpent people. In an interview with David Icke, Arizona Wilder told her story of being bred for the express purpose of conducting rituals for the royal family.
I was bred for this role that I fulfill. I was being abused and traumatized, and on purpose, for the mind control that they need someone to go through to do whatever they say.
She explained the importance of blood rituals.
What it's all about is that the blood and the menstrual blood contains something that is important for the propagation of this race that is controlling things on this planet.
She explained the infamous adrenochrome.
For it to be secreted in the blood is they need terrorization of their victims. They are killed at that moment as they are staring into their eyes.
She said when the royals and others smelled blood, they would shapeshift into reptilians.
When the victims are starting to be sacrificed, it's the scent of the blood. They start shapeshifting at that point in time. They can't hold their shape when this happens. The
human shape.
The human shape they cannot hold. They go back into reptilian shape as this is happening because it's a type of excitement of the kill. I have seen at rituals, I have seen George Bush. I have seen the two sons when they were young.
Are these the sons that have become governors?
Yes. One is in Florida and one is in Texas. Madeleine Albright. I have seen Henry Kissinger. I've seen the Queen Mother there, and I have seen Princess Margaret there. I've seen Charles there. and they shapeshift.
What have you seen the Queen or any of the royal family do in relation to that? Have you seen them sacrifice and consume human flesh?
I've seen all of them drink human blood and consume human flesh. There are certain times when there will have been someone doing a sacrifice and it's not happening fast enough for them. So they will step in and finish it themselves.